So everyone, gosh, this is Hammertime again, and we have gone straight in because you see, when you're old mates, there's no introduction, there's no goodbyes, there's just, you carry on from when you've known each other. But I've known Daniel Sandler, makeup artist extraordinaire. He's also a brand founder, and most importantly, he's my friend.
That's it, that's what I say too.
He's my friend. And we're trying to work out how long ago since we've actually known each other, and he's going, is it 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? And I think it's more like...
keeps going up, doesn't it?
40 years, yes.
Oh my God.
Because even when I was assisting, quite early on, I think I had met you.
Who did you assist then?
I assisted Francine Schiffer.
Oh, wow.
And then a few times Sarah Rayburn.
Oh, wonderful.
And what was the other lady? But there was, you know, like Mary around, but not formally.
Right.
You know, so it was really Francine.
She was American, wasn't she? Or was she
No,
English?
she's from Yorkshire. She was from Leeds.
Oh, I used to see her name in all the magazines.
Yeah, no, she did everything, and that was the biggest nice training, Daniel, because she did editorial.
Yeah.
She did do money jobs, so she did all the advertising for like miners.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
stage light and things, and then she did shows, which
So
is
full on colour makeup.
Yeah, so when I first met her, it was shows. You know, we were doing like Bruce Oldfield, and that's kind of all the big designers of that time.
Yeah.
And she did campaigns and advertising, so I got a nice all-rounded way of doing things. So when you first started,
Yeah.
and this is way before you've got the brand, what did you use to concentrate on?
I think for me, getting into makeup was, my father helped me, so it was about working with hairdressers.
Right.
That's where I got my first sort of breaks, because Dad knew an awful lot of great hairdressers from Vidal Sassoon, Tony and Guy, Trevor Sorby, and other big hairdressing names.
All the big wigs of that
Yeah,
ilk.
absolutely. Joshua and Daniel Galvin, he was friends with as well. So I was really lucky that I was able to work with some of those fantastic hairdressers for their shoots and their shows, and I got an amazing, experience. And that's how it kind of started. And then I realized, I really, really love this. And then
Did you do any bits of hair? Because I've never really done hair. Did you have to do something?
I did. I mean, I grew up in Dad's salon, really, doing Saturdays. So I was a Saturday boy. Summer holidays, always there, sweeping the floor, washing the hair, answering the phone. If Dad and Mum went away, I'd be doing the money, I'd be locking up. So really, really great, but it sort of earthed me, it grounded me into understanding what business is all about. And I'd see how my father would talk with his customers, his clients, and I think, wow, he's absolutely amazing. And just see the transformation of what he'd do to these really, really lovely women who absolutely adored him.
Wow. It's very nice to see that interaction, and like you learn those, because those are like bits of no one can teach you that. You can only learn that by observation. There's no college to go to learn that.
When you go to college, they teach you, the techniques, but they don't really teach you the business side or the PR side, the marketing side, or how you actually should behave to people. Courtesy is really important when you're a makeup artist, and I learned that from watching my dad work with his, other hairdressing staff plus his clientele. Yeah. So it was really wonderful. Did you recognise the taste of that?
I do.
Whose is that then?
It might be mine.
It might be. Looks lovely.
You're not obliged to use it on Hammertime. You're not obliged to use everything for me, but if you choose to, that's nice. So
do you know what? She's so gorgeous that I think I don't want to put any more, but I am going to do a little bit more. I've got her skin so good. Her skin looks absolutely lovely.
That was a few touches here and there. So
how does that look on camera? Does it look really nice? Oh, good. Good.
Show you. See?
Right, let's put it
God, that's music to my ears, that is. She doesn't need that much.
She doesn't need that much. It's true.
But my skin does fluctuate, because sometimes it gets more marks and it needs a bit more cover. Other times it's that, and I guess that's the mark of a great artist, is that if you have that confidence to think, do you know what, I don't need to go mad here. It's great.
But I think we come from an era where we did, me slightly more, because I think obviously started in the business a few years before you. I think I started in 1984, 85.
Right.
When did you start then?
I started assisting sort of 85, 86.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
But then I had a gap when Rena was little.
Yeah.
So then I had to come back to it.
Because what I did in the 80s, of course, was full on really creative makeup. And especially working with hairdressers, you could really go to town doing that sort of thing. And then the 90s came, and Corinne Day, Kate Moss, everything went really natural.
When it went all grungy like, and
Yeah.
it's having a revival again, the old grunge.
Close your eyes, darling. So yeah, no, it was
That's
a
one of
great.
your brushes, isn't it?
It is. This is my water brush, and I put on.
And
one
are
of
you
my
putting on your
blusher,
famous
watercolor.
aqua colours, watercolours?
Watercolor, that's it. Because I want to give you the thing about me and my makeup, and I've always liked very seamless. I think you and I come from that sort of part of. You and I come from the industry where things weren't retouched very, very much, so we had
Well,
to.
it was expensive. It was really expensive to retouch.
Yeah.
And it's also the era of having Polaroids. So you had to sort of technically gauge, and you had no way of checking whether you'd done a good job or not.
So true.
There was, you had to do it, and then you'd sort of make it as good as you could,
Yeah.
unless they had a huge budget, and then they might retouch.
Did you used to nick Polaroids without the photographer knowing?
No,
Because I was terrible like that.
I did once, and then I got told off so badly.
Oh yeah, once
'cause
you're
they
caught.
need it for, it's their kind of reference. And I didn't know, it was in the early days, really early days. And then I realised, no, I'll ask them, and you befriend the assistant.
Yeah.
And then I would say, I'd really love this one, but only, and then they would give you. So
At the
they
end-
appreciated you did
At
it.
the end of the shoot.
Yeah,
I know.
they'd give them to you.
But we had to do makeup that was as flawless as possible, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
There was no respite, so you had to really, really, really get it right
Yeah.
quickly and far. And the more you did, the better you became.
Do you know what? That's so true. And I think when we went on telly, because we did an awful lot of telly together,
Yes.
with Style Challenge, we'd have to work really quick doing
That was
makeup.
hard, and it was really hard because, like you say, even now, when we've got two people to do, normally that person will stand right in front of you. So all you'd see is their back. But when you're trying to show somebody what somebody else is doing, you are standing off. You're not fully symmetrical.
So true, yeah. And I think doing shows, because I used to do an awful lot of shows, doing shows makes you work seriously fast, and it gets you to fast track so that you can do a brow really quickly, you can line eyes really quickly, you know how to cut corners so that you can make a model who's probably come from another show and she's had to take her makeup off while she's still in the chair with you, because somebody will be doing her nails, somebody doing her hair, and she's being pulled in all these directions, and you've got to create, all the models got to look exactly the same as they all go down the catwalk, and they've all got to look perfect.
And it's so funny, you learn your time management, don't you? Because part of that is managing the time, because if you get it all perfect but you take 10 hours doing it, they won't book you again because that client's looking at you thinking you're wasting time.
Oh, and I have done that. Do you know, one of the biggest mistakes I think I did was for a lovely photographer, and he said to me, Daniel, don't do any lines, make everything really soft. Don't do anything too graphic. And what did I do? I did something really graphic. I know, because what happened was...
Listen to your brief, Hammertimers.
Honestly, because what went on was, I just couldn't believe that the makeup as I was putting it on just kept going wrong. And I had all these students watching. It was a job for Trevor Sorby.
Yeah.
And
God rest his soul.
I know, and
Rest
he used to
him.
do these master classes where foreign students could come and watch him or his staff do wigs and do the hair, and they got an idea of what it was like to be on set. So I'd have like 30 students watching me in this tiny makeup room, and the makeup I was doing was going horribly wrong, and so I was adding more and more rather than admit I should have taken it off and started again. But this really was in the early days. You know, it really was in the early days, but oh my God, I regretted that. But I learnt, listen properly, Daniel.
Yes.
I remember doing a video with Tony McGee one time, and he told me off because the model had really, really dry lips, and I didn't tell him, close your eyes, darling, I didn't tell him that the model had really, really dry lips. So when he played back the videotape, you could see that the model had really very sort of dry, and I put more gloss on it to try and make it look as good as possible. To mask it, yeah, so it would look more reflective, more smooth. But it was just, oh God, that was going horribly wrong. And because you know what it's like you're in the makeup room to make the model look as good as they possibly can. The photographer and everybody doesn't need to know about your problems, what's going on. You just got to produce a fabulous looking model. And I thought I had done, and he got really upset with
I have
me.
to say though, I think all of us as artists and in a creative field or whatever, you learn the most by your mistakes.
Yeah.
Whether it's a time management thing, whether it's telling something, because you probably didn't want to grass her up either to say, oh, she's got dry, horrible lips.
Because they're generally really, really lovely girls. They're so sweet. Open your eyes, beautiful girl. Such a beauty. Such a beauty.
Can you see it all going to
How
my
many
head?
times have you been made up by people?
I think nothing in the early days. Nothing. It was always, I was the artist and going there. The time it started was probably when Ruby and Millie started.
Yeah.
And because we were the face of Ruby and Millie, that was the first time we had someone do our hair and makeup. Hair you get because you go to the hairdressers, you get a haircut, you get all this stuff. But makeup, that was the first proper time, and then by a whole array of different people, because it'd be somebody for ID and somebody for this magazine, that magazine, this and that. All kinds of different ones. I think it's there, and then you realise, my God, I like this.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. Some people don't like it. They don't like being made up, and sometimes the artist thinks, oh, you just want to be done, you want to do it. And I'm like, no, I like I like the process, not just me having the control. I like being in someone's hands. And
so when we used to do TV, or say you were doing 10 years younger,
I'd make myself up quickly.
Yeah.
I'd do that, and you'd hope that the camera crew would tell you you're shiny here, there, or you check yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody did us like that. And then you did all the others. But it's really, really after Ruby and Millie that I had various people touching your face.
I know you're supposed to be talking to me because it's Hammertime, not Sandler time, but if you were to start again in this business, would you be an internet sensation, or would you want to do what you've done all these years, which is freelance?
I think, to be honest, I don't have any regrets of whatever I've done, and the only internet sensation in that way is probably, God bless her, is our Lisa Eldridge. She had the nails and she did it then.
Yeah.
And I think with hindsight, should have paid a bit more attention. But you can't just steal anyone's thunder, can you? You just have to, whatever you do, everyone is unique and has so much to offer.
So true.
In the end, it is what it is. Because look at what you've managed to achieve. And you've had a long-standing career, and you were a brand founder before I ever was. Did you have that?
No.
Did I do you after? Okay, I remember that now.
I was doing Bourgeois. I was spokesperson for Bourgeois.
Okay, so you were an ambassador.
Yeah.
And things, and people think everyone has this game plan, but I don't think you do, and then I think you just kind of meander through things. So, okay.
Do you think if we had a game plan, things would have been different? Because I certainly never had a game plan. I just sort of thought, well, I'm in London, I know I want to be doing magazines, I want to do fashion shows, I want to be doing pop things, let's just get an agent. And I didn't even think about which agent I should go for. I started off with Lynn Franks. Of course, they were one of the most trendiest ones you could be with. And then I went to Streeters, and then I gave up doing makeup for a while because I started modelling. So I went to Paris to work with Elite Plus agency, where Linda Evangelista was, which was
amazing. You see, told you, see, so, multi-talented Daniel Sandler.
I just took advantage. I just went with the flow, and I think obviously living in London really helped me do all those things.
And did you used to club a lot at that time?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. Oh God, started clubbing when I was like 16, 17.
Yeah,
I loved it. God, this is easy.
So in a funny way, this is what Hammertime is also. Yes, we're sharing makeup tricks. I'm with friends, and some, there's going to be more people that I haven't known as long as I've known you. But it's just sharing that everyone's story.
Look down to the floor. I'm going to do that.
Looking down?
Yeah, it's what everyone does these days. This tight lining thing. Have you learnt any new techniques? Or doing things more now?
Yeah.
Like this one, the upper tight lining thing? Or did you always do it?
Well, I think there was that bit of where I would always do, if not with a pencil, getting that line as close to the lash line as in some way, just because it does define.
It really does, doesn't it? Especially with beauty work, where things had to be so perfect, every lash. You couldn't see any pink gaps of skin between the lashes. You'd have to get in there with something. I won't be long now.
See, it's good. Again, I get to this stage where I'm patient, and then I'm dying to see what he's doing.
Look up again, darling.
Looking at you.
Up to the ceiling. I'm just blending. What's your favourite style of makeup?
I don't think I have a favourite style. I think I just try and listen to that brief and do the best I can, and realise also, is it the same for you? Well, I don't know. Do you know before you start 100% what you're going to do?
Never.
Yeah. See.
Only for a show where you've had meetings with the designer, the stylist, who generally tell you what the vibe is, and then you got to create something. But
I love that, because only for a show, and it's true, because you will have worked out with the designer everything. You'd have done trials, 2 or 3 different examples, and then okay, so you're right. And even then you have to slightly adapt it to the different colourings of the girl and all that, but you do the main look.
Yeah, no, even today, I thought, whatever I do for Ruby, it'll be whatever Ruby's wearing. Because I've seen you in floaty evening things, I've seen you in casual things, I've never seen you in black.
I just thought, I don't know why.
It looks good, Looks like we should be working in Joe's Cafe in the 90s, isn't it, or something. But I love what you've got on, and I think with a little bit of black pencil I put on, it's all really nicely coming together. Thank you, baby girl.
The other thing is, he hasn't got a huge big kit. I'm so impressed.
This is it. I think when I was doing hair, I used to carry so much stuff. But now, as I'm older, let me get this. Now, as I'm older, I just want to carry as little as possible. And of course, I don't do hair anymore. Those days was such hard work. But
it's true. Like sometimes I do master classes, and if it's a trend-led one, how much do you put on your shoulders? And Jesus.
I know. But when I was a student, when I was at London College of Fashion.
So were you trained?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're formally trained, you see.
Yeah, but I left before.
They didn't kick you out, you just left?
No, I just left because I was offered a job with Why would they have kicked me out?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm being facetious.
Is there a rumour?
No.
He was trouble, that one. Do you know, I wouldn't have minded if they kicked me out.
That's not true. I'm just being facetious.
But my dad would have been really upset if I had been kicked out. And he didn't like the fact that I was leaving college without my, day tech diploma. Because in those days, if you didn't have some sort of city and guild something,
Yeah.
but he didn't understand the world of being freelance.
Yeah. No, but if he's from the hairdressing background, they had to have, credentials.
Yeah,
You had to have a piece of paper.
so true. This is coming so nicely. Isn't it nice that when you do makeup, it kind of comes? I don't think I've ever really had a bad day. And of course, it's never about us, is it? Whether we think we've done a good job. It's about the person who's you're making up. They've got to like it. And we can only do what we do. But the photographer's got to like it, the person...
It's a whole bunch of people who've got to like it. So you are appeasing many, many aspects of it. And appease yourself as well in the process, which is really hard.
I tell you another thing, talk about things you shouldn't do as a makeup artist, like things you shouldn't say or do or way to behave. The thing I learned also very early on was not to have an opinion.
So what did you do?
No, because when especially a celebrity, and they're going to go down the red carpet and the stylist has bought 4 gowns, and they're saying to the actress or the celebrity, this is the one you should be wearing. And so the actress puts it on, and then she talks to you privately and she says, do you think this really looks good on me? I remember saying one time, no, I don't think it does. I said, I think something else would look better, a different colour. And well, that honestly, and it was a good stylist, and they never worked with me again because I didn't think the colour really worked. So it's kind of, or if everyone's saying, no, the hairdresser's done an amazing job, and you say, oh, actually, no, I think it looks better down.
So what do you do? Just keep stump?
Yeah, or just to go with the flow. You're not really there for an opinion.
Well, sometimes they want you to. I have stuck my neck out, but it also depends how well I've known the situ, So you do learn to navigate where
what to say and what not to say.
Opening your mouth or not, and keeping it nicely, tightly shut.
I've never been one of those makeup artists who's been able to entertain people. Like the makeup artists that always go on trips. Because you've got to have a certain dynamic on a trip when you're all together for 2 weeks. I mean, I've done loads of trips, but I think I've never been the person who's been able to entertain everybody. Do you know what I mean?
I know, and that's another skill that a lot of us have, because yes, it's like you're there to entertain the client, to go out to dinner with them. I try and do whatever I can up to what I am, and I just be myself. But it's true though, there are some people that have big, broad personalities.
It's usually hairdressers.
Yes.
Who can come in and say this, that and the other, and everybody agrees. I don't know why, but hairdressers seem to have a different personality to hairdressers.
Do you just think they're bigger, they're noisier,
so.
or they're...
Yeah, I think so. I think that is what it comes down to. You know what's funny is I'm rubbish at doing makeup and talking, and you've actually got me doing both. Do you find it easy or difficult to do both?
It depends what it's for. I've become more skilled at doing
presenting.
Yes, so I can do it. Or I didn't know I could do it, so it hasn't caused me a problem. But some people are great artists and they don't know how to, relay that out there. Like I remember in the old days when we had a Vader, and I remember we got Eugene and to do the things, and they had to. I mean, they're great artists, but it was harder for someone like Eugene to talk in front of thousands of people, and that's what they thought. He was shy,
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was shy. Naturally, he's shy. He's not. He's a very funny man, and he's very technically way out there. But he couldn't. So there are different skills, and there's some people that are real showmen out there, naturally. there's not much else. Do you know what I mean? I don't wish to be
Absolutely.
horrible, but it's
No.
like, and now we have to kind of be a bit more rounded because of social media. You're having to do and show and sell and maybe not obviously sell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sell your skills.
So true. So true. And I think you've got to be able to adapt as well to whatever this career throws your way.
Yes,
You know?
that's a great thing because
That looks good. How's Ruby looking on camera?
Good, yeah.
I've got to do
I
the,
can't wait. I need to get a mirror up here.
I've got to do the mascara. Which I've got your little mascara.
Do you want to do? Do you want me to do it?
Oh yeah, do you want a curl as well?
Okay.
Where's your
Have you
mirror?
got a little
Yes,
mirror?
I do.
Thank you. This is another. Yay! Look. Oh wow! See, I've snuggly.
What do you think?
Very nice.
I mean, to be making up a goddess of makeup who has done her own face and many millions of faces,
But do you know?
to say I'm shit scared is putting it mildly. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like cooking for Mary Berry, you know, but a young Mary Berry.
But the thing is, it's always different. You never just do yourself that way. Shall I go?
Yes, please.
And you're making me pick my own one? Okay.
Yeah,
Here's mine, it's
absolutely. Why not? What's your tip for perfect mascara?
I think
Application.
application works, yeah. You have to be able to look down for upper lashes so you can see where it's going.
Yeah.
Is that enough,
Oh,
sir?
no, more.
More? Okay.
You know where you're not doing enough? This bit, the outer bit there.
Yeah. So you see, sometimes it's because I can't see.
I like, are you rolling it?
Yes. I do that, and then I am rolling this bit so you can...
Put a bit more mascara in there for me. I'm going to do that outer bit, and I'm going to show you what I do, roller. So this is what I do. So you look down for me. So what I do is that bit there, I roll there.
Oh, the reverse way.
Yeah. And this is nice if you actually have a colour, like if you've got a blue or a maroon,
Yeah.
you can put it on top like this.
I think Sephora just sent me a whole bunch of mascaras, but they're coloured ones. There's
Oh,
like
amazing.
There's like a pink, a burgundy, a blue,
Oh, stunning.
a brown.
So is that all coming back then? All that?
I think because Sephora is for the... I mean, I wouldn't do it on myself personally. I might tip it
Yeah.
with a blue pencil or
Yeah.
something like that. But I think for the younger people, yeah, anything goes. It's
That's
nice.
good. I'll have to finish. There's a couple of gaps I've got to finish in the brow. there.
There's probably gaps in my lashes, not in the mascara or the
I've got a
hairs.
little comb, but the good thing about your mascara is it's not clumping. That's such
Not at all. That is the one good thing.
and it's a very good glossy black.
And to be really honest, I have a whole wardrobe, you know, for different effects, like I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Do you have a mascara?
No.
Did you used to?
Yes, and I loved it, but the supplier, it went through stability testing, which you know takes 6, 7, 8 months, nearly a year sometimes now
Yep.
to produce something. And it passed its stability testing, but when it came out, after a few uses, it just got too dry.
Oh my gosh.
So we had all these complaints, and I can never understand that, because then a lab will say to you, oh, it's within the 5% tolerance of...
He got all technical, but this is what, when you create a product, this is how
Yeah.
it gets.
So the difficult thing with working with a lab and getting your products made is what's called the tolerance of... So you'll get a sample from the factory,
Yeah.
and they'll say, well, 5% it'll be darker, it'll be lighter, it'll be wetter, it'll be dry, and you just have to accept that. But when that actually comes out, say there's a 5% difference on creating a foundation or a concealer, and you know how fussy we've got to be with colour with foundations.
Yeah.
Imagine the most perfect neutral beige foundation ever, or just the perfect neutral shade of foundation for whichever skin, and when it comes out it's either a bit yellow or generally they're a bit orange.
Yeah.
for some reason. That's what I don't like.
Gosh.
But you've got to just accept that as a brand maker. That's good, that little mascara. Oh, I've got the brow bit at the end.
Do you need to do it? or-
Yeah, but I want to fill in that gap first. No, you do that bit, you do that bit. I'm just going to get a bit more.
I don't see a lot
Are
of
there
people
still-
take that out. Is that a Theresa Man one?
Yeah, I've had that
Yes.
like 20 years.
I had a clear one that I've only it's just broke.
Oh, really?
So I've had to.
It's like I've got these, are these the Shuemura ones? Yeah, I've got these from Harvey Nichols. I probably got these from when Millie was working in Harvey Nichols. I just update the little rubber thing.
The little rubber thing.
I remember when they did a gold limited edition
Yeah.
one. It was very bling.
Any good?
Very good.
Thank you very much.
See, you know, I went to India recently, went to Mumbai. Did you know that? I should be launching in online.
Did you just went whispering there? What were you saying? You've got something new to launch?
Well, yeah, I've got 4 shades of. This is a new limited edition watercolour
Can we
collection.
flash them? Because
Yeah,
they're not.
of course.
They're going to come out.
I've used them on you.
Wow. Did you use the pinky one?
I used the pink one to give a light flush.
And then
I've used that on the eyes. I've used that on the brows. I've used that one and that one just under the brows on the brow
so they're
bone.
really versatile, aren't they? So
Yeah.
you don't just, although it says watercolour,
Yeah.
but you can use it
Yes,
anywhere.
absolutely anywhere. And you can mix them with whatever you want. Anything that's liquid or cream, you can mix with your foundation or whatever. That's my
Wow.
Riviera collection.
Love Riviera.
Riviera.
We'll look out for the Riviera collection. That's nice.
We've just got lips to do and I want to put this through your brows. Do you want it?
No.
Did you ever find that when you work with some models
Yeah.
or celebrities, they like doing their own lips?
Yes.
Because they had a certain...
Well, because especially, you know, if it was someone like Linda, she used to use this pencil. It was from Arkansas. It wasn't the Spice from MAC that all those girls used to
Yeah.
use. She had this, and it was called Bamboo. I don't know why I remember that bit of info, but it was Bamboo, and she used to love to do that.
Yeah.
And then you'd hand her the colour. Same with like Gail Elliott, same with like
beautiful Naomi as well.
Naomi. You could just give it to them.
Yeah. I'm making you shut up now. Do you know what would drive me potty now?
Yeah.
But if I was still working as a freelancer in a studio, and I did love my freelance years, absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. Girls on their iPhones would drive me potty because their head's down there and
Yes.
it's like,
Yes.
you've got a job to do.
There was,
What do you do when that happens?
you tolerate it for a bit,
Mhm.
and then when it becomes like, oh, I'm not going to get any air, then I'll have to put my hands on that and I'm going to say, look, darling, can I just do this bit? And then you can go back. Because in the old days, there used to be
Yeah.
a book.
Yes.
If they were reading a book, they'd be down there.
Yeah.
Now it is on the phone and it's in it. And if they're looking down and it's helping the process,
Yeah.
fine. But when it doesn't, I find you have to put hands on them.
Yes.
And just look at them and say, may I just do that? And I'll be a fast,
Yeah.
but not do it irritated. And
Yes.
they mustn't see that anger or
Oh, no, of course,
in
of
you,
course.
but just gently.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah. And then 2 seconds later.
I know, because
you
you've got to get on with people.
Yeah.
People say to me, oh, so who's been a nightmare? Who's been a nightmare to work with? And of course, we never say anything because the whole point is that what goes on in the studio, stays in the studio. You don't
It's a
talk
bit
about
like
things.
a priest's confessional.
Or
It stays there like in Vegas or whatever. But
Exactly. I just realised I've missed a bit in your eye. Just look that way. Look, there we go. That bit there.
am I looking the right way?
You are, sweetie, thank you. Yeah, this one isn't as strong as the other one. And let's do that. And look the other way, look gorgeous. The other way.
The other way.
That's it. You were actually doing the other way.
Mm.
I was just playing with your head. There, very good. Right, and then we'll choose. Can I use a ruby lip colour?
It's up to you. This is
Well,
your hammer time. You're just a
let's have
guest
a
here to do whatever you want.
Ruby, I think this colour is going to look perfect
Okay.
on you. Oh, and the sun's coming out. And I'm going to put a little bit on first, and then I'm just going to dab it with my finger.
Okay.
All right, press it into. And this is one of those colours that you can, I love it because you can build it up, or you can just take it away. You can use it as a coloured serum if you've got really dry lips. Well, it's kind of like a Bianca Jagger colours. Oh, God, getting it everywhere. There we go. It looks so beautiful. Now I'm going to just blend it with my brush and get that on like that. And it is a beautiful sort of Bianca Jagger. I can see you in this colour with a white suit. Have you got a white suit? The YSL, the tributes.
Yeah.
Was the suit called the Tribute? That white suit, was it? Is that what it was called? I think it was. Answers on a postcard. If anybody knows. There's a tiny little bit on your lips. That always happens. Beautiful. What I love is this sort of lovely berry, soft berry
I
colour.
like it.
On your lips, a little bit of freshness on the cheeks, and I'm just gonna finish off.
I love it. You've used quite a few Ruby Hard products on me, which is
Of
nice.
course.
It's nice.
Of course, of course. But
And
they're so
you've used
good.
some Daniel Sandler products on me.
Yeah. Well,
I had this brush, I
Mm.
think, and I've got to find it because sometimes it's not because you don't like it, it's just you've washed so many or you put it somewhere
Yeah.
and then you forget. So I like that. That was the shortest handle.
But Ruby and Hammer. Does everyone say that? Ruby and Millie had a similar one like this, but
I did.
the long handle.
Yes.
That's why I loved it so much. This is just a little finishing powder.
I think we did both, but you came out with it a bit shorter and it was nice.
Okay. There. There's my beautiful girl.
Nice brows, and see how you've completely done my eyes all the way around. I do the top, I mean still not as nice as yours, but look at that.
Should I fill that in?
I love it because it's very dramatic and yet it's beautiful skin and nice. Look at that.
Fresh.
Let's do Daniel
Fresh.
justice.
I like doing fresh. I always like pushing natural just a bit, but without it looking like it's too much.
Love that. I do love it. Thank
Good,
you.
Good. I knew you'd have the skin. I saw a picture on your Instagram feed, and I saw the skin that I wanted to recreate.
And it's not heavy at all,
It should feel set, but a little bit glossy and glowy,
which it is. What do you think?
which you are.
Thank you.
My pleasure, gorgeous girl.